Hello, hello, hello. How's everybody doing? I hope you're well. Becky, quiet. How are you guys doing? All right. I think we're just, it's only going to, I'm going to preface all of this by saying this is only going to be a very, very short stream today, probably only a couple of hours. But we are going to probably be carrying on with our little kind of factory area. Trying to get that built up. And figure out how we're going to do it. I still need to figure out what I'm going to do with the walls. I did dig out a little bit more, like, vertically. So we've got, like, at least 9 blocks of space for this upper floor as well. But I'm gonna have to do something with a lot of this because there's not a lot of space here. We're gonna end up like kind of jutting out the side of this this little kind of rock formation quite a lot. So we're gonna have to kind of incorporate all of that into here somehow. But we'll figure all that out as we go. Right now, we just need to kind of. I want to get this thing cleared out and move and things in from here moved into more permanent places. I also need to find the way back in there again. There's not a lot in here at the moment. Most of it like doesn't really matter like where it is, but we need to move this. Where's my? Yeah. Oh yeah, we need to move this and get it set up somewhere in here. I'm not sure where yet. We might just move it from there down to onto this bottom floor down here for now. Although I would kind of like to more kind of move my way out from here, like kind of fan out from this center point as we're building stuff. Well, that's kind of the plan for today, I think. Are they still going? So I'm actually going to move this as well. Although, come to think of it, I don't know where we're going to put this. Where the hell are we going to put this? I mean, have we got any space below here? Not a lot. Although we can, I guess. What I'm kind of thinking is if we basically give ourselves a little one wide tunnel, just like a little area in this, like a little 3x3 area in the center of here where we can put the waystone, and we can walk out like kind of just across out and out this way. I don't know. Haven't quite figured this out yet. How's your day off going anyway, Quiet? Hey, Zodo. Oh, you're welcome to lurk as much as you like, man. Lurkers are always welcome. How much space do we have in between these 3 blocks, right? Oh, and we do need to get rid of that. Bad, you have class later though. Need to get used to Thursdays not being a totally free day anymore. But just think of the benefits in the long term though, Quiet. It's going to be worth it. Okay. So this is the bit I think I'm going to find difficult is figuring out where we actually want to put stuff and how we want to organize the actual inside of this. Did you manage to get hold of Kaz yesterday, Quiet? You did? Good. Hey, Larvy, how you doing, man? I'm still trying to decide how we're going to approach this and like where we're going to put stuff because we really haven't left ourselves a lot of space. I think we kind of I need to get used to the fact that we are going to be sticking out the side of this place quite far. But if we just kind of assume... You hate phone calls? It depends who the phone call's from, I guess, with me. Was it a good or a bad phone call, Becky? Wait, no, I'm just going to tear all of this down. I'll leave all this stuff floating, but we're just going to tear all this down. Just so it's no longer here, no longer kind of getting in the way of figuring out where stuff needs to go. So we'll just tear all of this down for now. The longer we leave it up, the less kind of inclination there is to actually get it finished and sorted out. Right, I'll leave all the machines. Honestly, I wouldn't worry too much about doing like a full ore processing line until a little bit later on. Like, are you whereabouts are you, like progression wise now, Larvae? But the problem with setting up ore processing lines early on is they're not really necessary. And they certainly aren't worth the time it takes to both set them up and to actually process all the ores. Because when you're in like LV, MV, it's honestly just slow and painful. And the benefit you get from it is not worth it, given the fact that the ores are generally fairly plentiful. Like ore doubling, unless you need like specific byproducts from things, it's like LV, MV is probably not worth setting up a full ore processing line. Again, it's one of those things that like you can do, but it's not necessary to do as far as I'm concerned. Hey, Guitar Lilin. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you obviously use the ore grinder. That like, as far as ore processing goes, I would just stick everything in the ore grinder. Past that, I probably wouldn't bother. As me and Asshole, that you greatly enjoy watching videos of people getting smoked by wild animals when they get way too close, like people being super close to buffalo or elk. I mean, if they're being idiots, then no. If they're being idiots in places they shouldn't be, messing around with animals they shouldn't be, then fuck them. Like, if you're willing to mess around with kind of nature, then you're going to end up finding out the hard way that it's a bad idea. Yeah, it does seem kind of daft, I'm not going to lie. Right, let's just put the machine's waystone there for now. Right, so... Because this is the real downside to trying to do things in non kind of standard spaces. Like you end up with places like this where you've got like just random little things like this that you've got to try and make make work with builds. I'm gonna try and dig out a little as another chunk this way over here just to see how much space we have. If we can get a little bit more space, it wouldn't be so bad if I knew like exactly what had to go in these places. That's the difficult bit, is kind of planning it out when you don't know what's needs to go in there. And we'll hit the outside again. Okay. And I think this, on the lower side, we probably want to avoid coming too far out of here. Rather than like building out to the side. Because if we build out to the side over there, you've got to plan out like where you're going to, like how you're gonna support structure coming, like anything coming down from the side, like anything that's hanging over the edge. Not so bad when it's on top, because then you've already got the kind of like the support there anyway. Go for obsidian furnaces for 20 ticks versus. I didn't bother. I kept with the diamond ones. I can't remember. I think the obsidian ones may have 2 slots. I think I remember in the original Nomi that some of the higher tier ones had multiple slots. I don't know if that's still the case in Money or not though. Could always make one and find out. I mean, diamonds aren't that hard to come by, I don't think. I've got to figure out what we're going to do with the walls. I think I've kind of decided that we're going to do more of a, like a stony look to the walls, right, with accents in the, like the mangrove and the redwood. Rather than being it more woody to begin with. I think that should give it more of an industrial feel. Because that's kind of what we're going for in here. I do kind of like the idea of having, like, in all the areas that are kind of exposed, like, outside of the, like, the rock formation. I do like the idea of having, like big, tall windows in those. So you can actually see into the outside. I had phone say you couldn't make the 7 to 9 volunteer shift. Haven't slept yet. Didn't sleep properly last night. The night before. Plus, you just come back from the doctor's. I mean, that's fair. I mean, if you're not, I know what it's like feeling tired and trying to be kind of productive and do anything really. So, not surprising you're not feeling up to doing that. By the way, this might end up being just a me digging out this place stream at this rate. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can actually get some work done as well. There are ways of clearing this out quicker, but I kind of like to do stuff like this manually, especially if it's supposed to have a kind of a more natural shape to it. Rather than just vein mining the whole lot. Hey, Tyler. It's going. How are things with you? Oh, Becky, have you managed to play any more Grounded yet? I've been kind of wanting to get back to our game. I just haven't had the energy in the evenings. Going also? That's good. At least it's going. You haven't either. Not just me, then. What are we digging out? Just trying to give ourselves a little bit more area to work with for the factory floor. That's kind of the current plan. Figure once we get this kind of properly dug out, it'll be... most of the work there will be done, and we can just concentrate on actually building up an actual factory, rather than just constantly having to dig out more areas. We may as well get it all done in one go. But there is still a lot of planning to do with it, and figuring out of stuff like how we're going to deal with... oh, lovely. Water. How we're going to deal with all the bits that are going to kind of jut out from the sides. Is that actually coming down now? It is. Okay. Oh, wait. No, don't want to use that one. I have a much longer reach with that pickaxe. Hey, Tiger. How you doing? Oh, shit. That's what I wanted to avoid. Betterish, sort of kind of stressed. Yeah, I can relate to that. Hopefully whatever's stressing you gets sorted out soon. Stress is never fun to deal with. Right, so we're not going to have a huge amount more space after this, but at least we're going to have a little. And I think the next thing we're going to have to do is just figure out what we're going to actually use for the walls. Something bricky. All I know. Unfortunately, no. If I had a time machine, I would take myself way further back than last Thursday. About 15 years or so sounds pretty good, maybe 20. I would probably take myself further back than that. I don't think there's too many people that wouldn't want to do something like that, though. Like, take yourself back to a previous you. The question is, though, if you went back, you went back in time, would you still remember? Would you still know everything that you know now? And how would it affect you, like, your decision to go back if you, like, one way or the other? You hope you don't remember, or you wouldn't remember. But the thing is, though, right? If you don't know what you know now, what's to stop you from doing the exact same thing you did last time? Like, if you don't know, like, what's to stop you from making the same mistakes again? That's fair, Zodo. I guess it depends on how old you are as to how far you want to go back. That's always one of the things with time travel, I guess, is like, if you don't know what you know now and you go back, there's nothing to stop you from doing the exact same thing all over again. Yeah, I can relate to that. It's all of them. I can very, very much relate to that. But to do that, you'd have to know what they did when you went back. Wouldn't you? Like, you can't stop people from doing things if you don't know they're going to do them. That's another good point, Becky. Yeah, you don't know how what you change will change what's now. No, but the thing is though, if you go back and it changes things, would it create an alternate timeline with those changes? Are there an infinite number of changes with? Are there an infinite number of timelines, each with different, like for each of the different decisions anyone could have made? So just because you go back and you change things doesn't mean that that's the only world there is. There's so many unknowns with this. Well, if you weren't going to change things, then there would be, honestly, what would the point of going back be? Like, you couldn't go back without changing things. Willing with those with children, if possible, to come up. Don't know if you would still be with your ex, but the consequences will be not having the same kids as you do currently. Yeah, and I guess that will be one of the things for the plus points for not knowing what you know now. You can tell me what you've done. I think you'd be in the minority then, Zoda, but that's a good place to be in. If you're like genuinely happy with all the choices you've made, then that is a very good place to be. I kind of envy you for that. That's fair, Tiger. Even something as simple as that, though, could still change things. In that case, I am very envious of you, Zoda, if you're thrilled with the way your life has turned out. You don't care? Fair enough. Yeah, I can relate, Tiger. Oh, seriously? There we go. We've got a little bit more space now, at least. Alright, no worries, Becky. Let's fill in the rest of them. Then we kind of really need to figure out what we're going to do in the way of walls. And then just get some... I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to fill out the rest of this... fill out the rest of this floor with what we've got here. And then we'll just start to... We'll put some walls in. We'll try and kind of build it up in a way that we can just... Oh, there's a hole there. That we can just kind of switch out the walls for whatever we need. So if we need to expand, we can kind of just break through the walls and kind of expand out that way. I don't know if that makes any sense or not, but... We are definitely going to need more factory blocks. Kind of an odd shape for a factory floor. I'm almost tempted to actually build out that way a little bit further. But I think I want to figure out the walls and everything else first. How much space do we have over here? A little bit, but not a huge amount. We could probably come out a little further that way, but we'll worry about that later. What are you doing? Gifting 5 subs there. Going to Rigby, Numinal Angel, Finn Yellowbelly, Hercules, and Cyrus. Thank you so much. You're far too kind. You really, really didn't need to do that. But thank you. Alright, where are you? You are there. And thank you, There we go. And we need to put those onto here. I feel like I don't remember if I put 5 on for Quiet's gifted subs or not. Whether I just put 1. Either way, I'll figure that out later. Make sure the numbers are correct. There we go. Thank you so much, and I apologize for the lack of booms, or boobs, as you put it yesterday. We unfortunately, we still don't have chance cubes, unfortunately. Okay, right, let's figure out what we're going to do with the walls. All I know is I want something stone bricky, kind of. What about mud bricks? How would mud bricks look? How do we even make mud bricks? I don't know if these... I think these are going to be a little bit too dark, though. I don't know. Do we want a darker look in here? How are they going to look alongside dark oak, for example? Always miss boobs. I mean, you kind of have access to them on a daily basis, Em. You can't miss them that much. What do you reckon? Is the dark oak... Are the mud bricks going to be too dark? Just about buying a fume hood for your 3D printer? I mean, what would the benefit of that be? To use those. That's fair. That is true. Ooh, hold on. I don't know about for the walls here, but I really like those. I really like that. Aside from the fact that they would need to be in a too wide area, which is not great, but... What else have we got in the way of bricks? I think I do want to go with mud bricks, though. For the walls in here. Yeah, we'll go for the mud bricks for the walls in here, and obviously glass. We'll switch it up every now and then with with some of the mangrove or straight redwood. All right, I think that's going to work with those. Then obviously we can continue like any pathways we can have with the dark oak planks. How are we going to do these bits though? I've got to get the second floor in here. I think I am going to just have the floors flat. I wanted to have them like kind of some height variations within the floors themselves, but I don't think that's really going to work out. So I think we're just going to have to go with what we have. The problem we're going to have is we need mud. We're going to need mud in very large quantities. Quickly. Oh, we've got water, and we should have water and dirt essence, so that should be fine. And I need to start using quarry bees as well, actually. That's another thing we need to start doing. Oh, and there's the extractor. Okay, had slight wobble heads. Yeah, please, don't, just as long as you're not falling over again, Becky. We don't want Becky falling over. All right, we are going to need a whole load more of these. As well as a whole lot more hempcrete as well. But right now, I guess we... continue this around here. Probably actually be filling in these bits as well. Trying to match this up is going to be a pain, isn't it? I think I'm probably going to build that out as well and just terraform the bottom a little bit. What for? What are you sorry for this time? You seem to have a habit of apologizing for things you don't need to. Wait, what? What do you mean your finger? What did you do? What did you do? I find that hard to believe. What did you do? What did you do? I am very confused now what you've actually done, Em. You did what you did. Hey, Rallius, how you doing? What did you do? Oh, Is it what I think it is as well? Why? Why? Let me see. Fuck's sake, I did, but then it doesn't mean you'd have to gift the damn thing to me. Thank you, Em, but you genuinely did not have to do that. When you oopsie me. You're not really in the position to be able to do that, though. Which is what's concerning me. I am... Oh, come on. Is there a way to undo stuff with this wand? Does anyone know if there's a way you can undo stuff with the construction ones? Because that's annoying. It was Pal World. I mentioned I wanted to play it the other day on stream, and M's being a muppet. I guess it does mean that we can play again when you get your computer back again, Em. I guess there's that. Nope, definitely no change there. You genuinely shouldn't have done that, Em, but thank you. That wasn't... I'm pretty sure that wasn't what you had in mind when you did it, though. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's in plentiful supply, Larvae. And honestly, I didn't actually even think to do that. That is a pretty decent idea. I mean, sugarcane is incredibly easy to come by. See, I've only got a 2K backlog, so I just didn't bother like overproducing it. But it's definitely worth it. I had a backlog of logs, so I just ended up using those. Drawers were cheaper than tin. Fair enough. Yeah, the drawers are actually like reasonably priced in this. Staring at Steam, not knowing what to play. What are the options, Becky? Have you played Phasmo recently? You won't be able to make one yet. You need polyethylene for the fluid drawers. I mean, to be fair, you could potentially make polyethylene at this point. I can't remember if... I think you might need MV for it. I can't remember exactly. It might be worth looking at. But you could potentially make a small batch of it. But honestly, no, I wouldn't. Personally, though, I wouldn't bother with storing steam. It's probably not worth it. Come for a while now. I've still been playing way too much of it. I prestiged again yesterday? Day before? Sometime recently I prestiged again. This bit's definitely going to need fixing. I think I do kind of like the idea of having like a big... Actually, let's try and figure that out. I kind of like the idea of having like a rounded kind of balcony. It'll come out here. This will come out here and then curve around to somewhere over here. If we... clear this out, and then we just follow... Just want to carry this along from here. I guess we do. Or do we want to bring it out just a touch further? So we can have it on a chunk border at least. Yeah, let's do that. Whoops, I made a hole. Alright, no worries, drive safely. Yeah, it's honestly probably, it's not, I would certainly say it's not worth it for Steam. Steam, you can pretty much get the exact ratios for dynamos, for the dynamos. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. That is not the right place. That should be... Oh, I know, that is right. That is right, okay. Right, so we basically need to do a curve around here. If we come out, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, back to there. And we'll do a curve around there. But I will say, though, that getting polyethylene production set up early is definitely going to be worthwhile. The earlier you get polyethylene passive, the better. Because polyethylene is ridiculously important for a lot of things. Right, okay, I think that looks alright. I think actually now what we just need to do is just kind of like shape this room so it's a little bit more usable. And as much as I like the idea of it being very kind of natural looking and following like the natural curves of the terrain, it's not really going to work, I don't think. We kind of want to have at least a bit of structure to it. Alright, no worries, Zodo. Appreciate the lurk, man. Take care of yourself.
Away, you yellow bastard!
Also, I'm meant to avoid multi-blocks over chunk borders. Yes, definitely avoid multi-blocks over chunk borders. Greg's alone is the reason that I generally try and build things within chunks and in kind of into actual chunks. Because the multi-blocks can very much break. I have no idea how we're going to attach this to here, by the way. I think what we actually might do is have another like curved area and the floor down at the bottom, but have it inset a little bit, so it's almost kind of like a staggered kind of look to it. I think that'd look pretty good. Do the thing with the thing. That's often how you do things. Did you decide what to play yet, by the way, Becky? Oh, by the way, did you... I don't know if you saw the thing I posted in Discord in the other games bit, Becky. The, oh, shit, what's it called? Hold on, bear with me. Outside the Blocks. I have a feeling you might quite enjoy that. I don't know why. I could be very wrong. But if you haven't seen it, I would check it out. It's only a demo at the moment. It's not actually been released yet. Oh, this needs to be fixed, doesn't it? Yeah, it's not actually been released yet, but it's really good. It's kind of it's a game, but not really a game. It's more of a kind of like a creative tool. And I just realized I broke my energizing orb at some point during all this. Put that back down there. Yeah, it's more of a kind of a creative tool, I guess. With the idea being that you kind of create little dioramas. I can see it being quite good for, like, world building things. That's not the right thing. Right, we need dark oak. I've got some already. Perfect. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, V. I checked it out. I spend an hour or two just messing around with it, going through the tutorials. It's actually really, like, the control scheme on it is actually really, really well done as well. It's like, it's very simple. But it's also, it's kind of simple to understand, but it's very, very kind of in-depth. Welcome back, Em. Oh, and the obvious answer to your question on Discord earlier, Em, was yes. You are more than welcome to get something delivered here. I mean, maybe a little too much information, Em. No comments. I think we actually kind of want to bring this out a little way as well, like, but maybe have another one of a smaller one of these curves around here. Just give us a little bit more space in here. Actually, I kind of really like the idea of having, like, a lot of these, like, long straight areas and then kind of like just curved sections. I think that would actually be quite good. Where's this going to bring us out? Ooh, perfect. Ish. Yeah, that'll work. I think one of the things I've been worrying a little too much about is trying to keep as much of this, like, stone formation as possible. We really don't need to. I mean... definitely not something that would be appropriate. Given the fact that M's married. And probably kind of going bright red at this point. I mean, given that you've just told us that's exactly what happened, Becky, you may as well have just typed it in the first place. Do we want to just... I don't know, do I want to just kind of extend this out to the edge of here instead? You know what, fuck it, let's do that. I can always build up the terrain around here again if I need to. I think we're going to worry more about kind of getting a nice shape for the factory rather than purely worrying about how it's going to fit into the terrain. We can always change the terrain to fit the factory. 3. Becky, you need to get some sleep. I mean, I haven't slept much lately at all, but that's... I've slept more than that. I have at least been sleeping. You need to sleep, Becky. Sleep is important. Important. We want to... How do we want to do that? Let's just bring this around the chunks that we have here. Nah, that definitely needs to be further back. I want to do it the same kind of curve as there, though. I think I do. We did that, what? 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, 1. That'll work. Yeah, that looks... think that'll work. Shape-wise. And we kind of want to do a similar thing over here. We come out from there. I feel like that actually needs to come out a little further, because if we have a pathway coming out from there, if we bring it out to there instead, and then come across. This is starting to seem more and more extreme the more I tear out of this mountain, but I guess we could always just, almost just kind of completely take out the top of the mountain from here. And then just build around it. And then just build the structure up, as though it's been kind of like just nestled inside the mountain. Alright, no worries, Em. Just let me know if the dad has locked the door this time. Rather than sitting out in the car. Should I ask? You and me both, Becky. Hold on. Bear with me here. It might be time to step away from the keyboard, Em. Just saying. Does that mean you're going to stop stealing my emotional support shark now, Em? Sorry, that it's there, and then if we bring that over to there. That comes. I don't want that quite so close to there, though. That's the only thing. Like, it's kind of a little bit too close. Maybe we do want to come across to there. All right, and this one. I still want to keep this curve here, like this. Have a curve, like more of a. It would be a concave curve, I guess. Depends which way you're looking at it, but have a curve rather than curving outwards from here. Have it curve inwards. Hey Tarian, how you doing? I was gonna play some Minecraft. Nice. Any Minecraft in particular? Always cheese on toast. Guitar Lilin. Always. Actually, you know what? I think we are gonna keep this like inset curve, but we're gonna just come out a little further this way and do it from say here-ish instead. So we've got a little bit more space in here. Playing Deceased Craft. Quite a few people seem to be playing that at the minute. Who was it who mentioned it yesterday? Somebody was asking about the hell, what are they called? Some of the bandages. And it's saying something, there was something in there about kind of you're supposed to kind of combine some like kind of the dirty bandages with water or something along those lines. And it didn't seem to be working. Oh, right. That was Panda, yeah. There we go. Did you ever figure that out, by the way? The whole thing with the bandages? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's make this a little bit more interesting. Let's just get rid of all of this. I kind of got a point now where we're just like literally just destroying the entire mountain. If we do that, and then if we just, rather than bring this across here, I kind of like the idea of having almost like a little wave here. So it will get rid of all this as well. So it'll kind of come out here, have a square section there, and then curve around in that way, and then kind of around, curve back the other way. How you doing, hyena? I don't know if I want... I don't know if I want this corner here, though. I kind of... If we're going to be creating a curve... It's going to be interesting trying to figure this out. Oh, god damn it. So basically what I want to try and do is have a curve comes from there, it'll curve round that way, in, and then out again. Just to give it a kind of an interesting front to this. I guess we can, if we make it a square to start with. Hey, AK, how you doing? If we square it to start with, we kind of, I guess we kind of want to go, the curve to go round like that, and then in, and then out again. How is that going to work? Okay, so the center, let's find the center points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But assuming this is following the chunk borders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so that should be the center then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. That'll be the center. So I guess we kind of want a curve to go around from there to there, there to there, and there to 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 to there. Hang on, let me bring plots up. Let me see what the... Let me see. So that would be what? 7 blocks radius? Or 15, I guess. Diameter. It'll be like 3, 2, and then 2. Wait. Oh, that's not right. Not going to be quite right, is it? So it would be 3 blocks from there, and then 2. Two priest cheese on toast. I'm assuming you mean pieces of cheese on toast. Either way, I'm kind of jealous. I now kind of want cheese on toast as well. So ooh, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh right, that's not in the right place. I'm confused. Hold on. Let me reset this. So... Oh, right, I'm in the wrong place, that's why. Be there instead. Let's restart that. Basically, I always have the outer corner of a chunk on the northeast corner. That should have been like that. Yeah, that's right. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. If we start... Wait, so how have I... Wait. Oh, right, no, that means that's going to be in the wrong place now, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Yeah, it should be there. Okay, so... And 1, 2, and then 2 there. I don't know how good, how easy it's going to be to actually make a wall for this thing, but... One, two, three, four, 5, 7. Enjoy quiet. Right, okay, let's get rid of some of this junk first. Get rid of that. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And we need more factory blocks. Good time zone, Pat. How you doing? Oops, daisy. Right, does anybody know, like, is there actually a way, you know, with the old construction ones, you could, like, I think it was kind of like hold shift and right click or control shift and right click to undo mistakes? Is there any kind of, hang on, there's not a, they've not got one oops back again, have they? No. Yeah, something like that could tell them. Right, there we go. I think that's gonna be quite, certainly gonna give quite an interesting, like, kind of front facing thing to this. It's also going to be interesting trying to fit all of this into the actual terrain once we've got it all built up. I think we actually... Do we kind of want to do that same thing on both sides? I don't think we do. Like, I don't want the symmetry there. I don't want that much symmetry there. I think we do probably need to do something here, though. Rather than have this, like, squared like this, I think we kind of want it to be... No, actually, I don't know. It looks alright. The only thing I'm concerned about is we don't have a lot of space in, like, going through here. I guess we don't necessarily need to have that much space everywhere. Either way, though, I think this works. I think what we are going to need to do, though, is... Really? Get rid of those guys. I do want to make sure we have this, like, 3 blocks thick. The outer wall. Because it's going to make life a lot easier building it out later. I'm building up an interesting front to this. Unfortunately, going to bring it out even further from here, but we can figure that out. You made a wooden jetpack. I'm guessing that lasts about 2 seconds, Pat. Those things tend not to last a huge amount of time. That was not going to be anywhere near enough, was it? They're going to use this since you have an evil craft broom. I've still never really used the evil craft brooms. I keep picking them up, but I've never actually used them. Oh, wow, that's really not right, is it? That works. That's all right. We'll do the same over here. And then we'll figure out what we're doing for the lower floor. We might end up slightly altering this outer thing. This outer line of blocks. I don't know if we need to have this as like a full block all the way around. We can probably make it a little smaller by just having things like this. Because we just need that. We basically just need glass in here. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For right now, we'll just leave it as it is. Definitely an interesting shape from above as well. Okay, right. So we've now got to figure out what we're doing with the bottom floor. You know what? I think I'm just going to dig out, like, from here to the, like, the very edge, and we'll just dig out the entirety of the mountain, and then if I need to build it back in again, I will do. I don't know, maybe we don't need to go all the way out. Oh, fuck's sake. I don't know. I see. I'm struggling with this, with how I want to do it. I think we only want to build it out from kind of like this point all the way to the wall. Did I just get an eggplant? I did. Yeah, then we only want to bring it out from like here. Stew and dumplings. I've not had stew in ages. Or dumplings for that matter. I dread to think where your mind went there, Guitar Lilin. Yeah, I think we've kind of decided at this point we're pretty much just going for, rather than trying to fit it in with the mountain, we're just trying to go for an interesting shape. And then we'll build the mountain around this, or the rock formation, I guess. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did change all of the flooring out here from the archwood, or most of it at least, from the archwood to spruce. And it does look a lot better, I think. This is almost going to giving me kind of like Stark Mansion kind of vibes with like the shape of it and jutting out the edge of the mountainside. Right, is everything disconnected now? Can I just start vein mining? I think so. I hope so, because if not, I'm going to take out half the mountain. I'd say it's still fairly vanilla, but it definitely does have a bit of a modded vibe to it, I guess. Oh, we're gonna, this is, I'm actually really glad. I was a little nervous about making the decision to kind of like take out the mountain and drastically increase the size of this, but I'm really glad I did. I think it's going to look so much better when it's done. I will say one thing about the sniffer egg, though. It can be a pain in the ass to get. Although I did find out that we can actually brush the suspicious sand that we create, that we make. We can actually brush it and get stuff out of it. I don't know if it is still dependent on... Actually, that's something once we've got this bottom floor kind of planned out, before we start doing the walls, that's something I do actually want to have a look at doing. Yeah, we just need a little bit of ventilation, Benny, that's all. Just needed a little bit of ventilation. Okay, so what we need to do is basically have a slightly more inset version of this. So this, actually, let's just make a bunch more hempcrete for a minute. Get rid of the mud bricks as well. And we're missing that. Okay, right. I'm tempted to... I actually think I might kind of actually set some automation up for this. Because this is a very easy way of getting a lot of hemp fiber. Right, the Zycraft... What was the Zycraft item collector called again? Oh, just a collector. I mean, that makes sense. Oh, wait, I need a 2x2 or 1x2 draw. Can't craft an element. No, that's a good point, actually. You can't. You can still get... No, you can still make suspicious sand, but you can't craft it. You can get it from the sussy bees. The problem is, though, you have to convert the sand in the area that it's... you have to convert the sand in the area, or the clay, or what have you, in the area that it's the item will drop. Otherwise, you won't get the right things out of it. What's the item user thing called from Direwolf? Oh, that clicks with an item, doesn't it? Wait, is that the... which face is that? That'd be what, the... east face? Wait. It can literally break itself? I didn't expect that. It can actually break itself. $1,024 of each ingot will be far too little. You need bigger boxes. Time to make bigger boxes then, I guess. Actually, does the right-clicking work, I wonder? Would that still give us a decent amount? I don't think it gives you quite as much. There we go. It's a nice quick way, at least, of getting industrial hemp fiber, I guess. Oh, and we can't get any more in there. Right, can we make a void upgrade? And then we'll just leave this thing going for the time being. That should give us everything we need for the hempcrete. Okay. It's actually going to look quite nice from over here, isn't it? If you look down at the... if you look over from here, being able to see that, like, that sticking out the side. Right, we want to bring this down, because we have a... that's the downside to leaving that there, is that I leave my pickaxe. Oh, and we're going to run out of power as well. That's fine, though. We'll just leave that going without the pickaxe in there. We'll get a lot less, but that's fine. What we want to do is basically mirror this. Down here. There's this, I'm making sure we've always got this like 2-block layer, high layer of space to put cabling. Not that we need a huge amount of cabling these days with laser IO, but it's nice to have it there just in case. Thinking a bit about just swapping it to AE2 drives. AE2 drives are definitely worth it. Like AK says, you can get like 512,000 items in a 64K drive. So definitely worth it. There was something really, like, something I always really like about just using ME drives for storage. You miss out on a couple of things with it. Like, you miss out on things like compacting drawers for getting ingots, nuggets, blocks out of the same without having to craft them, but I generally don't find that to be necessarily worth kind of like enough of a benefit for me. You've kind of got the infrastructure there for Certus cores, though, haven't you? You've kind of been setting things up so you can auto-craft the stuff you need, right? And I think, if I remember rightly, isn't Certus quartz just a light blue dye? Or am I misremembering that? I may well be misremembering. So are you actually using the printer for generating the resources? 'Cause that's one thing I've not been sure whether I want to do it that way or kind of go down the route that you've taken with having individual setups for everything. Or I guess you can just make, like, mass produce the RGB dye, I guess. I don't know, I need to have a think about that. We'll be playing back on Sky Factory 5 tomorrow, so I'll have to have a think about it then. Not using the printer? That's fair. I'm kind of, one thing I would like to do, there's a bunch of things that you can, a bunch of items that you can make, and there's a, what is it, the extractinator or something like that is called? I kind of want to do that, like mess around with that, because there seems to be quite a few interesting things in there that, like, at least it would be interesting making the automation setups for them. Right, so let's just take out this layer. And this is about the most building I've actually managed to do for a long time.
Running away, eh? You yellow bastard!
Alright, no worries, quiet. Enjoy class. Try not to get into too much trouble. Right, so I think what we want to do is we want to bring this out, like the same height or the same place here, but then we'll curve it in sooner. Like we want to come in, say... So that's the center point. Maybe we want to come, only bring it out to like there-ish. Or possibly there. Guess we kind of want like a wider arc here as well then. And also, do we want this at the same point here and just that arc? No, I think we want this in further in as well. Maybe only have this kind of inner corner to here though. It's a bit awkward not having this lined up with here. Maybe we actually do want to have it lined up with there. Maybe we want to have corner point like here. Or we find the center of this. So like, yeah, maybe we have the actual kind of inset bit, the corner bit here. I'll have that as a square, and then we'll kind of come out, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so come out to like here-ish. Get rid of that for a minute. Because we don't have to have these like directly below here, do we? Like, I almost feel like it would look slightly better if we don't have it just like a tiered kind of thing. I don't know though. I'm struggling to visualize this at the minute. No, I think I kind of preferred it the way it was before, how we had it come out to say there-ish. Rather than, it's just kind of weird having it not line up with anything on there. Having this corner point not line up with anything on there. It's kind of weird having it like that. I wonder though, could we... No, that's not going to work. Get rid of this lot. No, I think I am going to have do what I said and have this. Let's actually square this off for now, and then we'll put the curve in afterwards. That way, at least on this floor, it kind of lines up with something a little bit. That's the one thing I always like to do with builds is try and make somewhat interesting shapes for them. If we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe come out to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. No, that comes a little... That's still a little too... It's not kind of coming far enough out there. We want this to be... We want there to be a little bit more of an inset in there, I think. We kind of want the corner of it to come to kind of somewhere around there. Maybe there-ish. We kind of want the middle of it to come to there. Yeah, like exactly there would be. Why does that feel... There's what? 3, 3, 2, 2. Ah, I need to go one more. One out. And then... Oh my lord. It's going to come a little further out than that anyway, because that's going to be kind of like the inner circle of that. I think that'll work. And we kind of got to do the same again on this side. How far in did we go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like on the 7th block, right in a diagonal from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there. Still doesn't leave us with a ton of space on the bottom floor, but I think that's okay. And then the outside would have to go around like this. This is the bit I'm not sure whether it's going to work. Oh yeah, I forgot about that actually. Still nothing from it. Okay. Okay, right, so that's that side kind of figured out. I'm still not entirely sold on it, but one of them is probably not prioritized. The color schedule on some items are almost impossible to read. I guess a lot of that, part of that's down to different resolutions. I'm guessing that we talked about this before about the settings for journey map being like the font size being incredibly large. More than likely being down to having like a 4K screen. There we go. I kind of do want to have a little more space on the sides of here. I either want a little more space or a little less space. I can't quite work out which. Ah, shit. Right, let's clear out the rest of this bit. To be fair, I really should spend more time looking at issue trackers for packs. I never bother. I get kind of bored. We'll do this out to there, I guess. fish. Okay. Oh, I might have gone a little bit too far there. Okay, let's figure this bit out then. We kind of want this to be... I do want this to be more of a, just like a slightly smaller version of what we're got going on up there. We're childish as chicken. Emgo used to be, after friends managed to talk you into thinking Guitar Levelin was too childish. Why would that be childish? I like Guitar Levelin. Both the name and the person. Okay. So... let's see. So that's 2, 3... so how far in would that be? If we do like that, that's what, 5 blocks in on the inner one. Okay, so let's see if we can get this kind of matched up. So 1, 2, 3, 5. And like that. And then 1, 5, and like that. So this is actually going to be kind of awkward because obviously these are... oh, this is going to be awkward. I want to make like a smaller version of this, but if I want to do that, then it means that we're going to have the edge of this can't be at the same place as here. It needs to be further in. So, but I don't want to give up all that space. By moving that wall inward. guess we can do it just something like that instead, or maybe like that. So we do have like a square section there, and then it comes out to here. Or I guess the other option is we keep this exactly the same size. We don't actually make it smaller, we just inset it. So rather than starting the curve like here, we start it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like basically here. And we just keep this the exact same curve, just have it further in. That'll be what? 2, 1. I don't know how that's going to work out, though. That's also not really going to work. I'm definitely going to be sacrificing quite a lot of space on this lower floor. I don't know if I want to do. I think we actually probably want that to be more like there, probably. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two. I think that'll work. Although I'm not sure it's inset enough. I don't know though. Like I want that to be kind of like the silhouette of it. I want it to be like you'd be able to see a distinct like diagonal between the upper floor and the lower floor. I think that's gonna work. Still not entirely sold on this. I feel like it does need to go out to the same place as the upper floor. At this point, at least. And that might actually be alright. So I think this can probably kind of go like there. But we'll leave that for now. I think that'll be alright. I hope. I put pick what you meant with bug point readability in Discord for later. Hold on, let me have a look. I'm curious. Oh god, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. So it's more of a, it's kind of, I guess less of a bug, more of a accessibility thing. But yeah, I definitely see what you mean with that. That could very much do with being changed. This side, I'm still not happy with. I'm still not happy with this side. And this bit specifically. I kind of... Let me clear this outer line. I almost feel like we need to... have like a bit of a diagonal across here, maybe? Just so we have like a little bit of space here, just so it's not directly against this pathway. We've just got a little bit of space for something here. Maybe a little bit further out than that. It's going to be an interesting shape, that's for sure. And I'm still not entirely sold on it. I think until I am entirely sold on it, I think we need to just keep working on it. Because there's no... If we can't get the shape right, there's no point in trying to start adding details or anything. If the shape's not right, none of it's going to look right. And I'm not happy with the shape. I'm still not happy with that shape. I think I'm just going to restart this bit entirely. One of those things where you like you can't necessarily place what's wrong with it, but you know there's something not quite right with it. Isn't broken, but it's a bit of a contrast issue. Yeah, I would agree. I think I might actually be better off by bringing this a little further across here. Like, I like the overall shape of this. Just need to get it to look right on both the upper and the lower floors. We do want to keep this same curve if we can. That's what it's 3, 2, 1, 1. I almost want to actually bring this out a little way over this side. I feel like this we should have probably started on the lower floors. And then rather than have these bits lined up, have this outset a little bit more. And I think that's actually what I'm going to do. Sorry, this is my usual building process, by the way. I know this is probably not the most exciting thing to watch. But because I don't tend to plan things out in creative, I do all of this, like, as I go. I'm guessing it's not always... but the problem is we don't want that to go all the way out to there, though, do we? We need this to not come much further out than this. I love building in weird shapes like this, like non-standard shapes. But it does make the building process a whole lot... It takes a whole lot longer to do. I think that's a little better than it was, though, having this, like, just that little bit further out. And obviously with this being Minecraft and an incredibly blocky game, not always the easiest to work with. Actually, what could work, potentially... We come out to here. Follow that along there. Probably want to bring this further into here. Thank you for the hydrates. I appreciate it. I take it the door wasn't locked then, want to go... Three, two, one, one. That's not right. That needs to go further out that way. Still not quite right. How is that still not right? Oh, right, hold on. Could be that. Wait, no, hold on. The fuck? What have I even done here? I don't even know what I've done here. I've broken it. Should be from... I honestly don't even know what I've done now. At this point. I've broken something. Curled up under the blanket. Good. Hmm. It's this bit here that's causing me the most trouble, I think. It's just trying to figure out how I want to handle this little bit. Well, as long as you have actually managed to eat, Becky. Eating is important. Or so people like to tell me. Yeah, that doesn't sound fun. I mean, both having to eat like that and having to run up a hill doesn't sound like particularly good and much fun either, honestly. I think that's better. But still not great. That's alright. Still not 100% sold. But I think it's better. Kind of getting there. Gotta take out the 2 layers or 3 layers below here now as well. For cabling and the like. Ooh, that sounds nice, Becky. Oh, I've only been taking 2 layers out, haven't I? I need to take 3, technically. God damn it. Alright, needs to be down to this layer. At least next week we should be ready to actually start putting stuff in this factory floor. Hopefully. Structure probably won't be completely finished, but it will at least be in a position for us to actually start putting things in it. It's going to be nice. Actually start looking at progressing towards some of the actual ATM star stuff as well. Because mostly at the minute we've just been focusing on kind of like resource generation. I still need to set up an ore processing kind of setup as well. That's something we haven't done yet. That will be something for next week, though. I think once we get this kind of structure figured out, I'm probably gonna call it there. It was only ever gonna be a very short stream today, by the way, everyone. That was always the plan for today. Restarted FTB evolution. Just made 9 of every mystical seed except mob seeds. Have so many resources. What ways have you actually got in the in evolution for growing the seeds? Because that's one thing we don't have a huge amount of in this pack is like really decent ways of growing seeds. There's no like phytogenic insulators, no botany pots, nothing like that. One of the things I'm actually really missing. Like, there's other options, they're just, like, nowhere near as fast without having to do, like, just spam loads of them. Which has never been something I've been overly happy about doing. Mystical accelerators and Lipaz fertility. Yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna be the best option. Like, for anything that we need in large quantities for mystical agriculture in here, that's pretty much going to be the best option. I'm just never a big fan of just spamming huge farms of seeds. It just ends up getting laggy. And it's kind of tedious to set them up as well. Like setting up the same thing over and over again. Kind of drives me up the wall a little bit. It's effective. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely effective, it's just not overly interesting. I think that's why I liked the phytogenic insulators. You could just have one for each crop and you would pretty much have enough. Crafting 9 of each is kind of meh, especially with the mystical seed crafting mechanic. Yeah, it can be like semi-automated. Well, I guess you can fully automate it if you really want to. But doing that for like 9 times for each seed is going to get boring. I think I've found that's kind of the one thing that really dictates what I do. And how I approach things in packs is whether it's going to be boring or not. Whether it's going to keep my interest. I do have an unfortunate habit of getting bored very easily. I think a lot of it is also down to the fact that, like, especially with like all the mods packs, is the fact that it is a kitchen sink pack. There's no real like progression structure to it as such. Like, you've got the ATM star that you're working towards, but there's not really a progression structure. So it never feels quite as worthwhile making these like giant farms. Yeah, I mean, I've not got to the. Are we talking about the quantum one? I've still yet to use that. We made the extended AE one last stream because I hadn't made that before either. I wanted to see what it was like before going and upgrading to the quantum one. I definitely need to go the quantum route at some point. But to be fair though, just the assembler matrix from extended AE is pretty damn fast. But I'm still in 2 minds about whether it's going to be worth it to go to the quantum one in this playthrough. The other one from Advanced AE. Hey, Akar, how you doing? It's been a while, man. How are you doing? Yeah, I kind of, it took me a while to get used to which was extended AE and which was advanced AE. I'm still not entirely certain with most things which is which. But I know the quantum stuff is advanced AE, and like the assembler matrix is extended AE. All good. Glad to hear that, man. A lot going on in life, and you had to get on top of it, and you're on the ups now. That's very good to hear, man. Have I been? I've been alright, I guess. Had better times, had worse. The usual. I mean, they are both cola variants. Surely you kind of expected them to be cola flavored Rallius. At least to some degree. You just forgot you. I mean, that seems like a bit of an oversight when buying cola. I think this is, I don't know what this is going to look like once we've got it all sorted out, but this is definitely going to be an interesting shape to it. Yeah, pretty much a car. All right, there we go. We have a shape for our factory. I think we need more over this side still, but we'll worry about that later. That'll probably stay in the mounting. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a fan of the diet variants of Coke. I'm much more of a fan of the diet variants. Does it give you a farm? Hang on, let me have a look. I don't know what it is with my internet, but Imager and Reddit don't always load. I have to refresh the page several times before they do. Yeah. See, those are the kind of farms I try and avoid, generally. Just for the simple fact that I've done them so many times now. They are, like I say, they are without a doubt incredibly effective. It's just the kind of thing that I've done so many times now. I think we're just gonna go with those in here for now. And 5 BVs. Could that be what it is, Rally? It's like I don't know. Like I'm not gonna try and like diagnose what the problems are now, but it's not that big of a deal. I tend to look at things like Reddit on my phone anyway, where I don't have that problem. At least not through the app. And that's the other thing that's weird. I can get onto the Reddit app. Like the Reddit app's just fine on my mobile. Like the Reddit app is fine, but trying to access Reddit via the browser doesn't work. The thing is though, it sometimes does it with Twitch as well. It's not just Reddit. It does it with Twitch occasionally, not as often nowadays. It does it on Imager, as I've just found out now. It's never really bothered me enough to look for a solution to it. And it's not a problem I ever used to have. It's only one that's come around in, I think, since we got Virgin Media, honestly. So I'm assuming it's something to do with that, but... Oh, be quiet. Well, you know, just fall off. That works too. Stay away from anything that has the word diet on it. It's diet, like most things, I'm not bothered whether it's diet or not. Coke, though, I always find Coke to be, like, non-diet Coke to be far too sweet for my tastes. How you doing, by the way, Dagon? Glad you're good. I'm always thinking of you guys, even if you're not around much. Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're doing okay as well, King. Always nice to know that people are. You're good? Might have slightly overdone it with the glowstone. More the sugar. I really like vanilla in general, but See, that's the kind of thing like I probably should, but don't really pay attention to. Is the actual kind of health side of it. Anyway, there we go. We have the start of a factory floor. Now we've just got to figure out how we're going to do the walls. And that, well, we've kind of figured it out anyway. This is kind of the plan. Is having the dark oak pillars throughout most of it. I think I might do the hempcrete for pillars around the areas that are kind of jutting out the sides. If we do, I want to do pretty decently sized windows here as well for this. Which will be, I think that way we want to do that. That's actually going to be an interesting one. How are we going to do that bit? Oh, the diagonals on here. Because these ones actually worked out reasonably okay. Actually, that's not going to be quite right, is it? I think we're going to need to... We are going to need to bring this back to here. Oh, looks alright. We do want to make sure that we don't have the pillars in the same places at the top, though. Hmm. Alright, no worries, Becky. I think I'm going to be calling it a day pretty soon anyway, unfortunately. Those need to get cut off. We'll just sort out the pillars on this lower floor, and then I think I'm going to call it and go and get some food. I'm starting to get tired again. Trying to get even spacing on these is difficult. Especially when you've got a thing like this where it's like 8 blocks across and there's no middle spot. I guess we can do that and just have a slightly kind of denser amount of pillars. That kind of works. We got more of them? I just heard a grunt. Have we got more? Wait. There's a pillager. Where's the pillager? Oh, he's there. Alright, well, we can stay there. He's not doing any harm. Oh, these ones are going to be awkward, aren't they? Guess that'll do. Alright. I don't hate this. Hopefully we can make it look a lot better once we've actually got more of the structure in here. I will probably dig out all of this, like, all the way up here. And then I'll try and kind of terraform the mountain around the rest of the structure. We've at least got some space to work now. We've got space underneath each floor for cabling. Once we get the glass in here as well, because I think all of these bits around here are all going to be, or pretty much all going to be glass. Like anywhere that's kind of exposed. The outside, to the outside is going to be glass. And then the rest will be the mud brick walls. I'll probably set up a... Hang on, we didn't set one up already, did we, for mud? Because we can get mud from an extractor. I might set that up before I go if I haven't already. And I'll set up tough. Haven't set up mud yet. What do we need for mud? Oh, we can always make a ton of it anyway, which should be fine. Just water, dirt, and that's basically it. I could have sworn I'd set one up already. I guess not. Set anything up out here, did I? No. I got that run out of power. Can I make an extractor quickly? Oh, we've got one extractor. Perfect. Let's just set this up somewhere temporarily, just so we've got a little bit of mud coming in. It doesn't really matter where this goes. Although I guess we could just put it directly next to here. Right, does it matter which orientation this is? Will that work? That looks like that'll work. Perfect. All right, there we go. Or actually, even better, let's just set up a 64K drive for it. And get that done now. Rather than worrying about it later. And then we'll just import it into the system. Using a dimensional chest. Oh, by the way, this is what I've got set up for the thing, the assembler matrix. It is actually incredibly fast already. What are we doing for storage cells now, anyway? Not too bad. Right, and a dimensional chest. Actually, you know what? We seem to keep needing these, so let's set up recipes for it. I think my usual input is that. Yeah. There we go, right. We have mud. Wait, where'd that drawer go? Oh, there it is. What about that gun then? All right, there we go. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it there. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I do massively appreciate it. I should be back tomorrow, hopefully. Not sure what time. My sleep is still all over the place, so but I should be back at some point tomorrow. More Sky Factory 5. Working towards getting an ME system set up. Just something so we can get some basic storage would be good. But we'll see. We need to finish off the sand production tomorrow as well. I'll figure that out. There's actually a few other ideas I want to try with the sand production as well. But I'll try those. I'll look at those tomorrow. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.